Hi everybody, hope your day's going well. We are back with the reaction Sondre Lerche. I hope I pronounced that somewhat correctly, featuring Aurora. And this is Alone in the Night, and also a request by Nils. Thank you so much for the donation and this request. I haven't heard anything by Sondre yet, so I'm looking forward to his music and of course the collaboration with Aurora. Let's check this one out.
Alone in the night, with only the thought of you, the stars that come into view. Do I know you by heart?
When we are apart, how are you so near to me? So vivid, so clear to me, like I know you by heart.
When you want me, like I want you, we're defenseless to our senses, to ourselves.
Wow. This is another style of Aurora that I heard, just like more breath in her voice this time, and their voices mesh so well together in the style they're doing. And Sondre has a great voice too. It's such a timeless voice, like almost being transported to those older times. And this song is also, it feels like that, like that older classical, not classical, but I mean, those songs from earlier, like almost. I just listened to Smile, composed by Charlie Chaplin. You know that song? It has that type of feel, that Nat King Cole song, that really, it's a type of music when instantly you hear it, you feel in a certain mood that you can almost can't describe. And, it's, talking about love. And I heard in the request that the backdrop is also, about, when you share a life and a love, and then eventually we are frail and dementia or Alzheimer kicks in, and we lose ourselves, and how it affects the loved one, which is something that goes through my own mind a lot. When you're sharing a journey together, it's eventually gonna come to an end, and who's gonna be who's gonna be first, all those weird things that we don't really want to talk about, but it does come into our heads, doesn't it? Alone in the Night, what a title. And they're saying even when we're far apart, we're close to each other, right? Because I know you like inside out. It is a connection and a bond you share between human beings. When two people come together and be together for that long, like in my case too, you just shared almost everything, and you know everything about each other, and you've been through such a journey. It's yeah, wow, beautiful.
To our senses, to ourselves. But in hindsight, beyond the moonlight, at the merciless break of dawn, will we awake and love move on, our bodies dawn, all alone in the night. All alone in the night.
Wow. Yo, that line is such a powerful line. Alone in the night. Because those things, you know, when you're, oh man, that's incredible. Alone in the night, you know, it throughout a relationship that can mean many different things, right? It can mean, you know, in the beginning when somebody's away for a business trip and you have to sleep alone for a night as a partner, a different kind of alone. And then maybe, you know, when they're in a hospital, sick, and you come home and you have to be alone for the night, which is terrifying, you know, that something that me and my partner both went through. That's terrifying when you have to come home alone. And then, you know, when you get certain disease like Alzheimer's or dementia, the person who's suffering from it is alone somewhere in their mind in the night. And the partner is alone in the night because really, you're not really there anymore. And then when one of the two people passes on, that person is also alone in the night, which is very difficult to deal with because you're confronted with an empty side at the bed, an empty chair at the table, an empty place in your sofa and your couch to watch television. Incredible. What a beautiful song, man. What a thought-provoking song. And just the way they approach it, so gentle and sweet. And then the instrumental is like almost, it's not too much, but it's a little larger than life almost. Like, you know, those strings and...
To me, we know love instinctively. Don't you know me by heart? When you love me like I love you, to our senses, to our souls. But in hindsight, in the twilight, at the merciless break of dawn, will we awake? Will love be gone? Our memories slip through the hands of time, like stars eclipse in the dark, like you. Will you know me by heart.
By heart,
By heart.
by
Wow. Wow. And at the end, it ended with a shot of him alone and then turned into darkness. That is a great video. The synergy between them was amazing, and the chemistry, and just, the back and forth as well there at the end of singing that same line, the push and the pull, like the tides almost, between the moon and the earth, the yin, the yang. That was really great. Their voices really, man, hit really hard, man. And indeed, when the memories turn to dust, even when you have that certain affliction like dementia, Alzheimer's, when you know a person like by heart, like they described in the song, like really inside out, like you don't have to think, it's just a part of you, really. There's a part of your brain that is reserved for that person, really, because it is a pattern in your brain, really. There's neurons in your brain, but when that person gets that, it's like, how can you forget? That's terrible. That's terrible. What a terrible disease. And when that person is gone, those neurons stay, and the person that's left behind, it's almost like you're amputated. It's still there, like a phantom limb. It's still there, but physically not. Very, very, that's one of the toughest parts of life, right? And there's beauty in there to be found too. Amazing song that really makes you reflect and think, and hopefully appreciate the people that are still here and healthy, and yourself, and just to make some more time and be present and be attentive, because you never know what's going to be over, and you're going to be alone in the night. Beautiful song. Thank you, Niels, for requesting this. Sondre, what an amazing voice. What a, I don't know who wrote this. If he wrote this, wow. Or they've written it together. I don't know. Maybe I could check that on Genius later, or if you could fill me in, that would be helpful as well. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Peace.